courage, compassion, faith, freedom, truth. It's time for Courage in the Darkness with the host, Phil Roberts. Awakening America to the indoctrination and radicalization. Let's get into it.
I want you to look at the last 5 sitcoms, commercials, or family movies that have come out of Hollywood. You've seen the pattern. The father is either a bumbling idiot who can't figure out how to operate a toaster, a distant emotional vacuum, or a secondary character who is constantly being corrected by his more enlightened wife and children. This isn't just bad writing. It's a deliberate psychological operation designed to erase the archetype of the protector. The radical left and the woke academic establishment are terrified of the strong father. They're terrified of the man who stands at the head of his household, who provides a moral compass for his children, and who acts as a physical and spiritual shield for his family. Why? Because a strong father is the ultimate barrier between the state and the individual. If they can make the father figure irrelevant, if they can convince a generation of boys that traditional masculinity is a disease, they can replace the father with the government. They don't want a nation of protected families. They want a nation of dependent units. And the war on fatherhood is the front line of that transition. We have to look at the terminology being used in our universities and increasingly in our K through 12 schools. They have rebranded the essential traits of fatherhood: strength, decisiveness, and protective instincts as toxic masculinity. They want to pathologize the very things that keep a society stable. When a father teaches his son how to defend himself, they call it promoting violence. When a father sets firm boundaries for his daughter, they call it patriarchal control. They are trying to shame men into a state of passivity. The results of this social experiment are catastrophic. Every major social ill we are facing today, from the explosion of gang violence in our cities to the mental health crisis among our youth, can be traced back to the absence of a strong, present father figure. The data is overwhelming. A child raised without a father is statistically more likely to end up in poverty, drop out of school, and enter the criminal justice system. The left knows this, but they continue to push the fatherhood as optional narrative because their goal isn't a healthy society. It's a compliant one. Why is the protector archetype so dangerous to the globalist agenda? Because the father is the first line of defense against indoctrination. When a father takes his role seriously, he is the one vetting the books his children bring home from school. He is the one asking the hard questions at the school board meeting. He's the one teaching his children that their identity comes from God and their family, not from a government-mandated diversity curriculum. The left hates the strong father because they can't bully a family that is led by a man who isn't afraid of them. They want to deconstruct the head of household until it's a meaningless title. They want to turn the home into a place where the state's values take precedence over the parents' values. But I'm seeing a movement of men who are waking up. Men who are realizing that being a good guy isn't enough. You have to be a protector. You have to be willing to stand in the gap, to face the social stigma, and to say, not my children, not my home. This isn't about dominance. It's about duty. It's about the high calling of being the man God designed you to be. The war on fatherhood is a war on the future. They want a generation of men who are soft, confused, and looking for the state for permission to exist. My job and your job is to raise a generation of men who are strong, grounded, and looking to the truth. Don't let them shame you into passivity. Don't let them tell you that your role as a protector is outdated. It is the most essential job on the face of this earth. Stand your ground, lead your family, and never apologize for being the shield. Stand with me, support the mission, refuse the silence, and I'll see you next time.